hello. Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the weekly Nintendo News Roundup Live, where each and every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we break down the weekend Nintendo news. We do this every single week live on youtube.com/allinpodcast. A special episode this week because we do have a giveaway that we're doing here live on the show tonight, Eric.
Yes, we do.
And we will get to that. We'll get to that in short order. I promise you all. But before we do anything else, here live on YouTube, we do it the same way every single week, every single episode, regardless if you're watching us live, if you're watching the VOD, if you're listening on the audio feeds. Every week, we kick off our show by thanking the patrons at patreon.com/allinpodcast. Eric.
Yes, we do.
Every week.
Indubitably.
And we're going to do exactly that, starting with our Golden Banana tier patrons: Rob Yapel, Third Strongest Mole, Sean, Shano, Baggins, Ashton, Tim A, aka NeoPrime33, aka Nintendo Dad number 4, Matt, Shy Guy City Murray, Phelan Ward, Bill Tucker, Marcus O'Neill, Liam D, Bowza, Gamer Jason, and Andrew Wilkins. Thank you very much to our Golden Banana bunch. But moving into our Triforce tier, we need to thank Josh Vaughn, the godfather of Tingle Love Tuesday, John Datfast Cummins of the Retrologic podcast, as well as the On Topic Retro podcast, the Globetrotting Jet Setting Nintendo Hub, and Sparky of the Nintendo Hub right here on YouTube, Adam Caparello of the Retro Groove podcast, as well as the Octorock 1982 YouTube channel, Shy Guy, the other half of our Shy Guy mod squad. Thank you, Shy Guy. Danielina Hosa, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday to Danielina Hosa. Dan and Luma, Solo Something, and the legend himself.
The legend himself. So Uncle Randy.
Uncle Randy. Love you very much, Uncle Randy. And yeah, happy birthday. Shouts to Dan, who I think is at the movies right now. One of my favorite people, man.
Fair enough.
This is his birthday today. So
Some
happy
good movies
birthday.
in theaters right now. Fair enough.
See, he's watching Indiana Jones, I think, today.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
Nice Independence Day weekend movie. Nice all-American adventure movie to go to. I appreciate that. That.
Yeah, so big thanks to all of our patrons at patreon.com/allinpodcast, making the dreams come true, keeping the lights on over here. And y'all can get a ton of exclusive content over there, get shouted out on both this and the main show, which posts tomorrow. And there's all kinds of benefits, exclusive podcasts, merch discounts, and more over there. Links are always in the description, the show notes. And as of recently, you can get a 7-day free trial to the Golden Banana tier if you head over there. So definitely give us a look over there. And Eric, before we get into our news, we should just rip off the Band-Aid and do this giveaway, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean that's why every time we do a giveaway, that's what most people show up for. Let's
be real. Right.
But even after this giveaway is done, honestly, check us out. We do this, weekly Nintendo passion project of ours every 7 days. Like Seth said, we have this show that goes up every Friday. We have the main show that goes up every Saturday. We do, like Seth said, multiple exclusive podcasts for our patrons. We are constantly putting out new content for you guys. So if you are a Nintendo fan, you really, really should be following All In. But with that being said, drum roll, please. Let's get to the giveaway for Ghost Trick, a very auspicious day here, June 30th, the release of one of Seth's favorite DS games. This has been a long time coming, and we wanted to celebrate this day with a proper giveaway for you guys.
Yeah, man. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, one of my all-time favorite games, and really cool to give away a copy of this. I'm excited for everybody to finally play this one. There is, if anybody listening did not know, there is a free demo on the eShop. If you have never played the game, if you're kind of curious what's going on, you can download the demo, check it out, play it for maybe an hour or so. It's the first 2 chapters of the game.
2 chapters,
carry your progress forward into the full game. But the person who's about to win this copy will not have to worry about that, Eric, because they're going to get a free copy of the game right now as we fade away here and load up twitterpicker.com. Yeah, the website that we use to do these giveaway drawings. This will just choose somebody completely at random. Now, I like to do this live on the air, so y'all know I'm not cheating. We are going to copy the link to the tweet in question. we are going to say must follow at All In Podcast, as that was one of our conditions for the winner. We are going to put in the tweet URL, and this website, y'all, riddled with ads, just riddled with ads. But you know what? It gets the job done. It does get the job done. Okay, so we have all of that loaded up. I guess we don't. Yeah, that's all good. And then we hit next or continue, if you like. We have got 136 entries into this giveaway, Eric.
Very nice.
Which honestly, for it being Ghost Trick, makes me happy that there's that many people interested in Ghost Trick. So we continue. All of those entries are loaded, and drum roll, please. Bada 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 ba. Begin draw. That didn't work. Hang on. Got an error message. Hold up. For real this time. Okay, it's straight up not doing it. Hang on, let me refresh the page. Wow, it's saying this page does not exist. Do that. Load tweet. Must follow at All In Podcast. All right. Picture. Continue. All right. Continue. Bada 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 bada. It's not doing it, dude.
Third time's the charm. Apparently not this time.
Hang on. Do I need to get some kind of different link or something, maybe? Why is it not taking this? It's loading up the tweet just fine. Hang on a second.
This is the website we use for all of our giveaways. I don't know what's going on.
We have used this every single time. Let me try this one more time. Or maybe it's
live.
This. Yeah, I mean, I don't, continue. We're good.
We're gonna give away a copy of Ghost Trick to one of you guys. So
we will do it.
Just a second.
Okay, I set it to. Let me take off show rejected. Maybe that's why. I set it to 2 winners to see if maybe, like, even though there's only gonna be 1 winner, just to see if maybe that is what caused it to glitch out. Let me see if this works. Nope, even that's not working. Wow. Okay. We'll tell you what. We need to find another way to do this live on the spot. Let me. Maybe if this would this work if I removed that? Does that do anything? Let me see. Let me try this. Let me try to put all the default stuff in here. Yeah, this has worked for us literally every time we've done it. We've never had an issue before. Yeah, it is like straight up not working. I don't know.
How many do we have?
136. Do you want to just pick a number?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. I have a random number picker.
Okay.
As you can see, 1 through 136.
Yep. What do we got?
85.
85. Okay.
85. So let's go to the tweet real quick.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Bear with us. 15, 16, 17, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8, 50, 2, 4, 6, 8, 60, 2, 4, 6, 8, 70, 2, 4, 6, 8, 80, 2, 4, 5, 85. Okay. 85. Well, this person's name is not PG, their handle, but it's it translates, it's about dang time, basically, is what it translates to. And their profile picture just says chaos. So it's at chaos LSC is the winner. So congratulations to at chaos LSC for this impromptu live giveaway. I don't know why the website we normally use didn't work, but hey.
But regardless, Chaos, reach out to us on our DMs. Congratulations on winning a copy of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. We hope you love it. Again, it's one of Seth's favorite games. It's a good title.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Yeah.
And
so
thank you again to everybody who retweeted and entered into the giveaway. We've done several of these already this year. Stay tuned. We're probably going to do a few more here in the back half of the year. And like we said, check us out. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Check out all the content we do. We feel like we give you guys a couple of decent reasons to stick around and hang out with us. So, consider that.
Yeah. So thanks to everybody who entered. It's a special game. I appreciate y'all. And we'll get with you, Chaos, and we'll figure out how to get you your copy. All right. But with that being said, Eric, shall we go ahead and talk about some news?
Sounds good. It's a relatively light news week. Couple things happened today, and a big thing happened a few days ago. So let's talk about it.
Hey, listen!
All right, Navi has welcomed us on in to the news roundup. Let's, I guess, start with Annapurna. Probably the biggest thing that happened this week, and I guess we do need to address like the elephant cat in the room, Eric. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
Actually start crying.
I'm sorry.
So one of the big things that I was really hoping for, the Annapurna Showcase 2023 was the final big kind of gaming conference presentation direct here in June, at the tail end of the ridiculous news cycle that this month has been. And there was one thing specifically that I was really kind of hoping for. I actually thought it was going to happen. I really, truthfully, factually thought it was going to happen. And when in the middle of the showcase, they said platform update for Stray, I actually sent Seth a message like, oh, it's coming. Is it? No, unfortunately, Stray is not coming to the Nintendo Switch. It is coming to the Xbox. So if you are a proud owner of the Microsoft platform, then you in short order will be able to play the standout Annapurna game Stray here fairly soon. But unfortunately, no Switch version as of yet. Breaking my heart. As always, Annapurna.
Sorry.
Man.
Sorry, Eric.
I really thought it was going to happen. I still think it's eventually going to come, but yeah, I actually, like, my heart skipped a beat when I saw Stray platform update in the middle of the presentation there. Yeah. But it was not to be. It was not to be, unfortunately. Annapurna's got a ton of amazing games on Switch. I thought they were going to find a way to make this happen, but not yet. Not quite yet.
Probably it would probably be a heavy lift. I mean, after It Takes Two came to Switch, I'd never say never. So for me, I'm like, yeah, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, let it cook. Maybe sometime in the future. But they did have, it's funny when we come into these Annapurna showcases. I really like the way they put on their showcases.
Yeah.
I like that they highlight developers. This one did not have a ton of Switch stuff, or at least not a ton of new Switch stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
A lot of it
started
was
off with a couple Switch games, but not an overabundance of Switch logos in this show.
Yeah, and the stuff that we did sort of see was kind of like known quantities, like release date updates and stuff like that. Now we did see, thankfully, we did see a new trailer for Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is the new game from Simogo, the Sayonara Wild Hearts people, which I'm excited about. But they ended and it's a weird trailer that tells you basically nothing about the game.
Yeah, it's a bizarre trailer. I will say, when it comes to cinematic trailers, though, that basically tell you nothing, I did really, really like this one.
Yeah.
The way, the aesthetic, and the way they bring you in with the mystery, and the way they just kept repeating, like, do you remember the maze toward the end? There was something hypnotic and entrancing about it. Even though it basically told us nothing, it got me really excited to check the game out.
Yeah.
So not a lot of real info, and I do kind of wish that their dedication to the mystery hadn't also extended to the message at the end of the trailer. But sure enough, at the end of the Lorelei and the Laser Eyes trailer, they actually gave us a cryptid coded message that I was hoping, one, because I knew the internet is undefeated. I knew somebody was in quick order going to translate that, and I thought it might actually be a release date, but turns out it was a non-committal to the release date.
Oh, it wasn't even non-committal. It just said release date coming at a later date. Like, which is, whatever. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to the game. I am looking forward to it. We did get a release date on Cocoon, which we now know is coming on September 29th. which, game continues to look cool. Apparently it's been in development for 6.5 years, according to the developer, which is wild. So, yeah.
That game, I don't know what it was about this trailer. Maybe it was just kind of the dimensional effects, but this trailer to me made the game look like I already thought it looked good. You and I have already been excited for Cocoon for a while, even before it was officially announced for the Nintendo Switch. But something about this one was like, man, this trailer looked considerably better than the previous couple trailers we've seen for this game. So much so that it actually took me a couple seconds. Like, is this Cocoon? Is this Cocoon? Sure enough, it was, and I was like, God, this looks amazing now. I already can't wait to play it. And now I already can't wait to play it, if that makes any sense. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Now, the Nintendo pals do have that in their fantasy critics, so
Oh, then it has to suck.
then it's got to be awful, unfortunately.
It has to be awful.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for all of you. It just has to happen. I apologize for the developer and for the Nintendo pals 3 fans, but it has to be bad.
No, but it looks great. We're looking forward. I'm sure we're gonna wind up taking a hit on that one. So
we probably are. It does look really good. Can't blame them at all for drafting that. But we will definitely see. We will definitely see. Comes out September
29th.
September 29th. Yes.
So not too far. That's now less than 3 months out. So that's coming soon. We got a release date on Thirsty Suitors. I actually texted you when that trailer started. I was like, this has to be a release date because like we've seen. I feel like we've seen this game like 6 times over the past 2 years. You know, so sure enough, it did get a release date. It's coming November 2nd. But it's one of those things where like the game looks cool. Like I think I like the concept of the game, but I am a little sick of seeing it. Like I'm kind of like, just come out.
I am too. To be fair, they did show a considerable amount of new stuff. In this trailer, we got to see some of the other suitors that we hadn't met up to this point. We got to see some big thing going on with, I guess, Grandma. She enters the story in a pretty big way. We actually got to see quite a bit of new stuff in the game. One of the things that kind of soured us a little bit on Thirsty Suitors was the fact that, of the 6 times prior that we've seen it, the first 3 were basically the exact same trailer. We kept seeing all the exact same stuff over and over and over again. But seeing a bunch of new stuff here and getting the release date for November, I was like, okay, we see you. Glad that this was, glad you didn't waste the opportunity here at this showcase. So it's going to be weird. It's like Scott Pilgrim meets Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with a little bit of Persona thrown in there. It's really cool. It does look really interesting, and I'm excited to check it out come November. But yeah, I'm also kind of tired of seeing trailers. Would like to get my hands on it. But at least now, finally, we have a date for that. Early November.
Yep, November 2nd. That's coming out. That's Thirsty Suitors. Coming from Annapurna. There's also an update, speaking of that September timeframe, an update for Storyteller coming on September 26th, a free update that's adding more content, scenarios, and characters to the game. And this one, that's honestly, like, we did an indie showcase on the main show for Storyteller, and the only real complaint with that game is that we just wanted more of it, and now we're getting more of it.
See, is it new content though? Because you specifically said there was stuff you played in the demo that we didn't actually see in the full game that you're seeing here. So, but at least it's a free update. At least they didn't throw stuff in the demo and then try to charge people for it after the fact.
I don't think it was all of it, but there were some things like in the way back when I played the demo. This is like 2 years ago. They had like some like biblical stuff, like Adam and Eve and stuff like that had their own like chapter. And I was surprised, like when I played the full games, like, oh, like that just straight up wasn't in here. And then we did see them in this like update trailer. So, but I don't know how much of that content was just kind of like cut and save for later, or like what the deal is there. But in any case, I agree with you. It's a free update. You know what I mean? It's more content. Yeah. And the game's great. I hope people, give it a chance and play it.
I actually
So
streamed my entire playthrough of the game over on the YouTube channel, so check that out. Again, youtube.com/allinpodcast. For those of you watching, for those of you listening to the podcast version, if you're watching the VOD, you're already at the YouTube channel, so you know what it is. But yeah, since you're there at the YouTube channel, check out my full playthrough of Storyteller. It's a really, really cool little puzzle game. Excited to get more content for that in a couple months.
yeah, yeah. There are a couple other things that were not, that didn't have any Switch logos tied to them. Unfortunately, Keita Takahashi's new game isn't coming to
Yeah,
Switch. That's a bummer to me, but
yeah,
is what it is. But they did show their kind of like final thing, and they were teasing this. They were hyping this up.
yeah.
Annapurna's first internally developed game. Turns out it's a licensed game. In fact, it's a Blade Runner game. Blade Runner 2033 Labyrinth, coming to, quote, PC and consoles. No release date at all, and consoles probably doesn't include Switch if we're being honest with ourselves.
Probably not.
But
The
still,
game looks really cinematic. It looks like it's using one of the newer, shinier versions of Unity or Unreal or something. Um, but yeah, it certainly looks too good to be coming to Switch natively. At least we may get a cloud
yeah,
version at a later date, but it cool, good for them. They've grown to the point where they can internally develop games now, and they can get their own licenses to develop games with. So that makes me excited for the future of the studio. Certainly looks like they're not in any trouble, not in any danger of stopping their publishing activities anytime soon.
mm-hmm.
Because like we said, they've produced some really, really good games. We've done a ton of different Annapurna indie showcases over the past couple of years. As a matter of fact, we're doing another one tomorrow in the main show. But yeah, probably Blade Runner 2033 not coming to the Nintendo Switch, but we got a couple games here at this presentation that we can look forward to. And the back half of the year is already going to be fairly stacked, so I'm almost happy that there's not more from this that I'm going to have to spend my money on.
Yeah, that's certainly fair. Yeah, yeah, it's a good show, and like they're excited about Blade Runner, so
Yeah,
like it makes me excited. Like it's kind of nice that they're really jazzed about it. So, but
yeah.
it was a good show overall. They always throw on a good show. Eric, you say I noticed in here the Mortal Kombat cast apparently is coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple fun little announcements that got dropped on Twitter today, and one of them is we knew it was coming. We knew the Mortal Kombat 1 hype train media blitz was going to be coming in short order following Summer Games Fest, and sure enough, the first combat cast for Mortal Kombat 1 has been officially scheduled for July 6th next week at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be showing off. It's going to be doing full character breakdowns for Johnny Cage and Scorpion, two characters that we've already seen in a couple of the trailers. They weren't in the Test Our Might beta that Mortal Kombat had last week. They were the only two characters that we've really seen gameplay of that weren't in that test. So they're going to be showing them off here at the first Combat Cast, and then they're going to continue to announce new characters and have combat casts for them, but we've officially started the media blitz. It starts next week, July 6th, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll be there to gobble every single second of it up.
I'm
Gonna be
sure.
super hype.
Yeah, I'm sure. Cool. Well, and that game comes out very soon too. At this point, it's like 2 months and change away. Comes out in
Yeah.
early September itself. So, yeah,
September 19th specifically.
yeah,
I do hope that at some point they actually show the Nintendo Switch version of the
yeah,
game. I if I'm being honest with myself, I don't think they will, because it's going to be the obviously visually inferior title, and they want to make the game look as good as possible.
sure.
But I hope somewhere we see some MK1 Switch media so we can get a halfway decent idea of what the game is going to look like on Nintendo's platform.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that and this would be the perfect combat cast. Seems like the a good place to do that too.
You
So
would think, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they're trying to sell it on the Nintendo Switch. Show off the Switch version.
yeah, yeah. It makes sense. Cool. Well, we have that coming. We also got this week 4 new games added to the Sega Genesis NSO app on Tuesday night, kind of out of nowhere. We got Crusader of Senti, Landstalker, Revenge of Shinobi, and Ghouls and Ghosts
Yes.
on that app. Really
Yeah,
cool.
Shadow dropped earlier on in the week. No prior announcement, no nothing. We talk about him a little bit more in the main show that's coming out tomorrow. Definitely check that out. But yeah, Crusader of Sinti, a really interesting looking Link to the Past style top down adventure game that I was excited to check out and put a couple of hours into that. You've got Landstalker, which is an isometric kind of puzzly adventure game. You've got Shinobi, which I mean, we all know what Shinobi is. It's a 2D
Yeah.
action platform where you play as a ninja, so it's automatically rad. And then, of course, Ghouls and Ghosts, because we just had to complete the Ghouls and Ghosts family essentially on the Nintendo Switch. We got Ghouls and Ghosts on the NES, Super Ghosts and Goblins on the Super Nintendo, and Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection for the Nintendo Switch. We had to basically finish the family, even though a lot of people consider the Genesis version of Ghouls and Ghosts to kind of be the weird uncle.
Yeah.
They finally brought it back into the fold, and it's now at the cookout. So happy to see
Nice. Nice.
that.
I like that analogy here, this weekend especially. And yeah, and Crusader of Senti is one of those. Sam just came in the chat about exactly what I was about to say. Crusader of Senti is one of those super rare games that was only released on the Genesis Mini too. Yeah, the game goes for like $500 or something like that on the aftermarket. So really cool that we finally have this, and really just strengthening the Genesis app, which is like low-key one of the stronger NSO apps, with all the stuff on there. Stuff like Pulse Man is on there,
Exactly. Yeah, they've low-key added a pretty impressive there's still games that they could add, absolutely, but low-key the Genesis NSO app has a really good library of stuff on there now. So definitely check it out if you have the expansion pack. I know stuff like the GBA and the N64 and a lot of the other content like the Animal Crossing stuff and the Mario Kart. I know all of that stuff is much more marquee, and the Genesis kind of gets lost in the shuffle for a lot of people. But if you have the expansion pack, check it out. There's some really good games on there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that came out this week as well. Not a whole lot of stuff going on. I mean, this always happens in the wake of a Nintendo Direct. The following week is usually quieter. It's like the quiet after the storm. The dust is settling. But that doesn't mean that we don't have just a ton of notable releases to shout out this week.
This week has been absolutely nuts. I will say nobody cares except for me, but Zen Studios also did announce that Zen Pinball, the Nintendo Switch version, is coming next week on July 6th as well, with 21 brand new tables, 3 free tables. So if you want to download the game for free, there's already 3 free tables. Again, it's pinball. I know I'm the only one who cares about it, but I've been excited about Pinball FX coming to the Switch for a while, and it's finally coming out next week. They announced today, so yay. But yes, I'm sorry for taking up some time. We've got a couple notable releases from this week to talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about Pinball FX a little bit next week. But I mean, just today, man, as we're recording this June 30th, 2033, we had, of course, the game that we gave out earlier, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, finally out on the Nintendo Switch. Certainly hope Capcom doesn't forget about some of the other DS offerings that they have that they could potentially bring over. I will say Capcom has actually been very good about that. We've got several Nintendo DS Mega Man games that have already been brought over to the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, the Ace Attorney stuff, and now this. So thank you, Capcom, for bringing a lot of your old handheld stuff to a brand new generation. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective absolutely deserved that treatment, and I'm glad you gave it to them.
I am too. It's one of my all-time favorites. I'm looking forward to playing it this weekend. I have sadly not had the chance to boot it up. Today's been crazy, but I will trust and believe I will be playing it quite a lot this weekend. I can't wait to replay that game. It's an all-timer for me.
Yeah, it also looks like Capcom can mess it up. It's been getting reviewed really well. So
yeah, of course. And also this sort of ties into our top 5 on tomorrow's episode of the show, where we're counting on the top 5 DS games that still need to come over to the Switch. So that's a fun top 5. We do those every week on the main show, so definitely check that out. Speaking of the main show. Yeah, speaking of the main show, Eric, also on the main show tomorrow, you're doing a full review, a big old review of AEW Fight Forever, which big thanks to THQ Nordic and AEW Games gave Eric a copy to check out. And Eric's got a video here on the YouTube channel about it and a review on the podcast tomorrow. That is also out now.
Yes. For
Real
those of
cool.
you watching or for those of you listening to the podcast version, I am intently pointing to the television behind me, which has AEW Fight Forever on it. This is a game that I have been waiting for a long time. If you listened to the main show last week, I spoke about a mystery game that I was playing that I wasn't able to talk about quite yet. It was, of course, AEW Fight Forever. Thank you again to THQ Nordic and to AEW Games. I was really, really excited to talk about this. It came out officially today on the Nintendo Switch, came out the 29th for all other consoles, but it is now officially out on the Nintendo Switch. And if you want to hear all of my thoughts on it, make sure to check out the full episode dropping tomorrow.
Nice. We also got Little Friends Puppy Island, which I've played on the channel. I played the demo on the YouTube channel, and it's just a super cute, basically indie Nintendogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cute. If you're a Nintendogs fan, like this is right up your alley. Definitely check that out. Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life also came out, which I really want to check out at some point. I've never played any of these games, so like I
actually dropped in on our friend Locklith. That was her first Story of Season game too, and
nice.
She played through the first couple hours of it a couple nights ago, and I hung out with her a little while as she did that. And I mean, it looks cute, looks adorable, as it should. The Story of Seasons series, for those who don't know, is kind of a spiritual successor to something like Harvest Moon. It's essentially a 3D Stardew Valley. So if you're into stuff like that, I mean, maybe check it out.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know enough about Story of Seasons. Like
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, like, wasn't it like a weird situation where they like homogenize, like the Harvest Moon series just now is called Story of Seasons, and so isn't this like a remake of a Harvest Moon game just with the Story of Seasons title now or something like that?
Like there's a whole multiverse going on. I'm actually not
Yeah.
100% sure. It is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I wouldn't play that game for the lore anyway. I would just play it for the adore. And they actually, at the beginning, they give you a choice between getting a floppy-eared or a pointy-eared puppy, and it was adorable.
That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute.
Adorable.
Yeah, Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life on the Nintendo GameCube. That's what this is a remake of. So this is, it's not even just a spiritual successor, it is actually like Harvest Moon. Yeah, and Sam comes in the chat. Harvest Moon was always Story of Seasons in Japan, but there was a licensing fallout. So that's what I thought. I thought it was a situation like that. So yeah, straight up, this is a remake of the GameCube Harvest Moon game. So, and I've heard it's the best one too. Like that's the one that everybody kind of latches onto. So I'd like to play it. We also got the Lara Croft collection, which is the Xbox 360 like isometric puzzle games.
Yeah, those co-op isometric Tomb Raider adventures that came out on Xbox Live many, many, many moons ago. It was Lara Croft and the Temple of Light, I think, and Lara Croft and the Staff of Osiris, I think, were the two games. And they've been collected here almost randomly. They've been collected here over a decade later and thrown on the Nintendo Switch. They were good.
I liked them both a lot.
Yeah, they were very different from your standard Tomb Raider games. If you never played the old Tomb Raider games, they were effectively the precursors to stuff like Uncharted. But these were, again, isometric dungeon crawler co-op adventures. So it was quite a departure for the series. But again, they still reviewed really good. I haven't been able to check out the Switch ports yet, but they're coming from several generations old consoles. I imagine there weren't too many difficulties in porting them over. Hopefully not.
Yeah. I would like to check those out eventually, because I did enjoy those games. Master Detective Archives Rain Code also came out, which I really, really want to play.
I do too. Came out today as well.
Yeah, getting reviewed very well. Sounds like it is, because this is the next game from the Danganronpa team.
The Danganronpa, yep.
Yeah, people have been really latching on to it. Apparently it's really good. So I would like to check it out. It's just the timing, like it's just coming out at a bad time. But
yeah, it came out today alongside AEW Fight Forever, alongside Ghost Trick, and actually alongside a Nintendo first party title as well.
I can't believe anything else tried to compete with Everybody 1-2 Switch. I can't believe it. Get out of the way. Make way.
I do wonder if there was a reason Nintendo didn't even feature Everybody 1-2 Switch or during their 40-minute direct.
That was
Uh,
surprising to me. That was
yeah.
actually surprising to me. I thought they were gonna at least throw like that commercial in there to remind everybody about it. Although honestly, I've watched a couple people stream it. Like Good Vibes Gaming streamed it. Game
hmm
Explained streamed it a little bit. It looks
Yeah, I
kind of
saw
fun.
Andre. Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
kind of fun.
I'd be interested in checking it out. The
I'll play
little
it.
bit that I've heard about it, people said it was considerably more than just the tech demo that 1-2 Switch was.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'll check it out.
I'm
I'll
gonna
check it
grab
out.
it. I'm gonna grab it at some point soon. I don't know when, because we got Ghost Trick just came out, but I'll
Of
find time
course,
for
yeah.
that at some point
Yeah,
soon.
I think we should. A lot of party games, a lot of high profile party games coming out in the back half of this year. We got WarioWare, we got Manic Mechanics, we got several pretty high profile party games. So I mean, we'll see. But I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot that Crime O'Clock was coming out this week.
Yeah, Crime O'Clock also released today, which is a indie game that I think was spotlighted at the last Indie World showcase.
hmm
This looks really cool. This looks like kind of it's a little Ghost Trick adjacent. It's about solving murders like before they happen, rewinding time, kind of in this like this art style that reminds me of like one of those like hidden picture kind of things, like a Where's
Yeah.
Waldo, I Spy sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
basically. Yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of the vibes that I'm getting from it. A very monochromatic style version of one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks cool. I'd like to play it, but it's just, it's yet another release in the sea of releases today.
Yeah, because like we said, we got those. We got 4 brand new Genesis games.
Yep.
And for everybody that's got the expansion pack, those are all free.
Yep.
So we got 4 brand new Genesis games. Again, Crusader of Sinti, Landstalker, uh, Ghosts and Goblins, and what was the other one?
The other one was Revenge of Shinobi.
Yes, Revenge of
Yep.
Shinobi. Thank you very much. But honestly, it wasn't even full games that came out this week that we were excited about. Some paid DLC for one of our favorite games, Seth, from this year. Some paid DLC for Power Wash Simulator also
Yeah.
released a couple days ago that maybe we should make a new co-op video for.
Yeah.
We did a co-op video with the Final Fantasy VII DLC that's also on the YouTube channel. Make sure to check that out. But in a bizarre but kind of brilliant crossover, you can now take Power Wash Simulator to a pineapple under the sea.
Makes too much sense. Yeah.
It does kind of.
Yeah.
with
And
his,
here it
with
is.
his with his bonkers as Power Wash Simulator and they're releasing a physical on the Nintendo Switch in about 5 sets of air quotes because it's published by Square Enix, and of course they were going to bungle the physical edition. But yeah, the physical edition of the Nintendo Switch version of Power Wash Simulator, just BT dubs for those who are interested, is an empty case with a code.
Yeah. Yeah. But still,
Doesn't mean
SpongeBob
the game's not
DLC.
worth playing. Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
game's
game's
totally
really
worth
cool.
playing. Super fun, relaxing, kind of zen out, sort of game.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then also the Pikmin 4 demo came out, which was really cool and kind of like really sold me on the game, to be honest. I have the video up on the YouTube channel of my playthrough of it, and I really was impressed by it. It made me really excited for the full release here in just a few weeks. So I'm really looking forward to playing the full game.
Yeah. We talked about Everybody 1-2 Switch not being at that Nintendo Direct. Pikmin 4 definitely was. They showed off a really cool looking trailer, announced the demo, and of course, shadow dropped Pikmin 1 and 2 that day on the Nintendo Switch. Very good way to get people excited about the franchise again. And of course, the physical for that's coming out in September. The Pikmin 4 itself is coming out next month, July 21st. Cannot wait. Your video of the demo also up on the YouTube channel.
Yep. Ton of stuff. Huge release week. Again, the news might have been light, but the releases were not.
No,
So
not
they
at
certainly
all.
certainly made up for it. So
Absolutely ridiculous release week. But here we are at the end of June, the ridiculous news cycle, E3 / not E3 era news cycle is done. And now we have the rest of the year to look forward to. Thankfully, we have a little bit of a long weekend for Independence Day to kind of recover from the past month of releases and news. And I'm certainly going to take full advantage of it. I know you are too.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
But let
we
us
we
know what
also
you
got
guys.
we got not only that but Canada Day to our Canadian friends
Oh,
out there as well.
I didn't
So
know about that.
yeah, so
I'm
we
sorry.
got
I'm sorry.
got a couple of holidays, people getting some long weekends. I think everybody could use a long weekend. So
Nice. Well, make sure to spend some of your long weekend playing some awesome video games. Let us know what you guys are up to this weekend. Reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter at All In Podcast. Come over, join our amazing Discord community. To everybody who's here with us for the first time because of the giveaway, come join our amazing Discord community. We have such an inviting, wholesome community over there, and we'd love for you guys to be a part of it. And before you leave, make sure to give a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here so you never miss one of our videos, which again are going up all the time. You're not going to want to miss anything. But with all the content that we do, I know it's shocking, but honestly, with everything we do, we still find time to create exclusive content for our patrons.
we do indeed. Exclusive podcasts, 2 of them go up every single week for our patrons at patreon.com/allinpodcast. Patrons also get shoutouts on the shows. They get early access to stuff like Keep Nintendo Weird. A new episode of that just came out. Patrons got early access to that. They get discounts on our merch at bit.ly/allinmerch. So shirts and mugs and stickers over there. All kinds of stuff, man, at patreon.com/allinpodcast. And again, try out that golden banana tier for free for 7 days. Take a gander and see for yourself. You don't have to take our word for it. If you're listening on the audio feed, reviews are also really appreciated. You can leave us some words, 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Audible. Those are very appreciated. That really helps us.
are.
And 5-star ratings on Spotify. Very free, quick and easy, and helps us climb through the ranks of Nintendo podcasts. And we appreciate y'all for doing that.
Yeah, it helps us climb, scratch, and claw to the top of the Nintendo pile, where we will take our rightful place as rulers of the Nintendo world one day. So it shall be, so it shall ever be. But once again, thank you to everybody who is helping us rule the world. Thank you to everybody who has dropped words. Thank you to all of our amazing, amazing patrons. Thank you all to everybody who has just shared our content somewhere, somehow across this vast internet. And to all of you, we want to give you a huge namaste.
Namaste. That's the news this week, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Happy birthday again to Danny Lunahosa. Shoutouts to Sam,
Happy birthday!
who's here in the chat, and shoutouts
Hi,
again to Chaos who won our giveaway. We will be in
make sure
touch.
to hit up our DMs again.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks, guys. The full episode, the podcast, All In a Nintendo Podcast on your podcast feeds. Links are in the show notes, in the video description, as always, for that. And again, we've got the top 5 DS games that need to come to the Switch. We've got an indie showcase on What Remains of Edith Finch, and we've got Eric's review of AEW Fight Forever. So big episode hitting your feeds tomorrow. And yeah, I guess until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Sam, when are we doing this again? Bye, guys. Have a great Independence